Hi, welcome to Serverless JavaScript by Example, a course by Pact Publishing. My name is Adnan Rahic, and I'll be your teacher for this course. I'm a JavaScript developer, teacher, and mentor, and I'm currently a co-founder and developer at an online education startup called Bookvaag.co. I use AWS for all applications I have in production, while mostly focusing on DevOps and serverless architecture. As a teacher, I teach courses on topics such as JavaScript and MySQL. Apart from that, I'm also an active speaker at meetups, some of which I host myself. My way of giving back to the programming community is by leading Sarajevo's local free code camp community, and of course hosting pro bono events. I also author a blog on Medium, where I write about my various coding adventures. Some of my articles have been published in Medium's largest tech publications. The course will consist out of real hands-on examples of using serverless architecture in a production environment. Let's glimpse into what we'll be doing in the coming videos of this course. Here's the roadmap of the course. It consists of 5 sections. In section 1, we'll start from the beginning and give you a proper introduction with the key serverless tools we'll be using for the remainder of the course. We will also look into configuring your AWS account for it to work correctly with your installation of the serverless framework. Finally, once everything has been configured, we'll create a service and deploy it. The last few videos will cover third-party tools for error handling and reporting. The second section will cover creating a REST API. Using the skills we learned in the section 1, we'll configure our application and add a database connection to store data persistently. Once we have everything set up, we'll jump headfirst into some coding and create CRUD methods for our REST API. In section 3, we'll create a simple Facebook Messenger chatbot. We'll create a Messenger app and set it up on our Facebook developer account. We'll also go into what a webhook is and how to create webhooks for our bot. Using these webhooks, we'll create the interaction with the actual chat interface. The fourth section will cover how to create a simple Slack app and chatbot. Our focus will be on creating helpful Slack chat interactions. The first step will be to create the Slack workspace and an app to integrate into the workspace. Moving on, we'll configure the app and hook it up with a serverless service. Once we get the configuration out of the way, we'll focus on creating custom events and commands for the bot. The final 5th section will cover how to create and deploy an image resize function. It will cover several more advanced things such as navigating the AWS console for adding resources, using image resize modules and creating redirects, but also using a containerization software called Docker for deploying the service. As you can see, the process of resizing an image using serverless architecture is a bit tricky. But not to worry, we'll break it all down to bare bones. So, what about prerequisites? The only real things you should know before jumping into the course are writing JavaScript and a little bit of Node.js. And that's it, nothing more. This course is perfect for someone who has a bit of previous programming knowledge while wanting to apply the knowledge in a serverless environment. Okay, we have the prerequisites laid out, so let's go over the goals. First of all, you'll learn the core concepts of serverless architecture, as well as which compute services on AWS you need in order to run a serverless application. We'll also go over using the serverless framework to efficiently develop serverless applications and deploy them to AWS. To ease the development process, we'll learn to use serverless plugins as well. Throughout the course, we'll build REST endpoints with API Gateway, create executable isolated functions with AWS Lambda, and bind the REST endpoints as event triggers for the Lambda functions. You'll also learn how to store data in a database with DynamoDB without managing any servers. Lastly, regarding AWS services, you'll learn how to use AWS S3 to store data such as images. Finishing up this rather lengthy talk about goals, I just have to mention the third-party APIs you'll learn to use for creating chatbots. By the end of this course, you'll feel more than comfortable with developing serverless applications of your own.